For my inquiry project, I decided to talk about the difference between communism and capitalism's economy. My inquiry question is, why is capitalism more successful in economy than communism?
Now, personally, I believe capitalism is the best economic theory over communism and socialism.
This topic is extremely important to understand because we live in a capitalist society, and I truly desire to create an inquiry project on this topic because I want to understand the economy in a capitalist society and why they're so successful. And one day I do want to become a businessman, so understanding the capitalist society and their mindset of capitalism is extremely important because capitalism is meant for businessmen. Now on to what economics think of this topic. Famous American economist Milton Friedman has said, "A society that puts equality before freedom will get neither. However, a society that puts freedom before equality will get a high degree in both." Now, to break this down, Milton Friedman is basically saying capitalism will be successful in both aspects, but communism wouldn't be successful at all. Now, another economic expert named Michel Onfray has spoken that capitalism exploits. And capitalism exploits color of people, it exploits men, or how it exploits women. He's trying to say that capitalism takes advantage of certain kind of people for their aspects, and for some people it is an extreme disadvantage. And finally, John K. Galbraith has stated that he believes that either capitalism and communism can work and will support whichever benefits in that specific circumstance. Capitalism has been viewed as the top economic theory in which is being used by most countries in the world now. Its significance is the way of supporting freedom and allowing people to find what they want to do and pursue that career. To allow people to learn how to pursue their career, the education system of capitalism definitely helps, in which allows the students to choose what they want to do and try to learn what they have to do for that career in high school and university. Capitalism is all about competition around businesses and stocks, private ownership, private owners making decisions to make their company bigger, loans, and that company expanding equals to more production, which means equals to more jobs and overall better economy. Capitalism is a society supporting competition between businesses. In other words, private owners will try to become the best company out of all those businesses. Now, this competition will allow private owners to always compete with other great businesses and try to be more successful than each other. Then this would mean that the companies and businesses in general will get bigger and release new products and will just expand in general. Then that will lead into more production and create new jobs. So for example, if a company that sells drink releases a new drink, it would need more workers and specific for that drink and more production. Also, factors in production in a capitalist society is controlled by individual owners, meaning that everything business related are never touched by the government. Individual owners will try to get their company bigger and bigger and make as much revenue as possible. However, in a communist society, when the government controls the factors of production, nothing will improve and no expansion of the company will happen. Now, for capitalism, this will lead into more production since the businesses expanded and more products will be created. Then it will lead into more factories opening up, more offices opening up, and overall just more jobs opening up for each company.
Another crucial aspect of capitalism is that they are capable of exporting and importing goods with other countries around the world. Now, communism, on the other hand, it is extremely difficult to import and export goods with capitalist countries, which most countries are, due to their massive difference of mindset and economic system. This is a huge disadvantage for communist countries because importing and exporting goods can allow the country to acquire different products that they might not have or is in lack of. And this is a crucial way of gaining currency from other countries. In a capitalist society, countries freely import and export goods to each other to gain from each country's circumstances.
One of the most important aspects of the economy is the stock market. I will use the United States as an example to prove the significance of the stock market. U.S. economy relies heavily on stock market of big companies. Let's use Amazon as an example. If investors buy stocks for Amazon, Amazon will get bigger and richer, allowing them to create new products and releasing new services and features. Now, these new products and services result into more job opportunities. So therefore, these investors buying stocks is extremely important because they allow companies to fund new initiative and boost the market value by demonstrating how many people are willing to invest into their company. Now this will result into the stock prices going up and up and up. Speaking of which, I will be talking about the finance sector. In a capitalist society, finance sector allows private owners, whether small or big, to apply for loans freely. A small company that's just starting out can apply for a loan to firstly start their business and then also to allow their business to reach their highest potential. So the finance sector in a capitalist world not only helps companies to develop quickly, but also creates new opportunities for the workforce. Not only these, but the finance sector provides services for banking, investing, and loans and everything financially. So this results into a strong finance sector. And a famous economist said, the strength of the finance sector creates a healthy economy. So when the finance sector is strong, then it demonstrates that the people are doing well financially. So when people are doing well financially, it means that the demand for products will go up, allowing the price to go up and the supply to go down. So the supply and demand will get affected by the finance sector. So overall, the financial sector is significant, and this causes the economy to grow. Now let's talk about the economy in a communist society. They do not have freedom whatsoever in terms of economy of their country. Their whole idea of economy is to allow everyone to be equal financially. This causes many problems such as the lack of competitiveness in terms of making money and loses the desire to work and choose a career they want to pursue. All around means that in a communist society, nothing will develop since nobody desires to. And also, a communist world, factors of production is controlled by the government. There are no private owners trying to make decisions and trying to make as much profit as possible. So everything business related is controlled by the government. So speaking of that, even the stock market doesn't exist because there are no private businesses. For the last part of my research, I decided to research about the cons of capitalist economy. Although capitalism is clearly the best economic theory in terms of economy, even the GOAT has its flaws. Capitalism booms and busts in many aspects relating to economy, and stocks can rise to a price higher than ever and fall all the way to the negatives. A boom economy is when the economy is at its highest. People are buying more products, more jobs are opened up, and everything relating to the economy is more productive. A bust economy demonstrates the lowest point of the country's economy. There are less jobs, less people buying goods, less people buying stocks, and overall, the country is poor. An example of a bust is the Great Depression. In the Great Depression, the stock market crashed. The stock market crashed because people were buying stocks on margin. But the stocks prices fell due to the decrease in demand, and it resulted into a failure of economy because the unemployment rate went up and people stopped buying goods. Another risk of capitalism is when the demand gets high and the supply gets low, the price of goods will always go up, resulting into sometimes a very unaffordable market price for certain people, even for the essentials. Communism, on the other hand, does not have to worry about this problem. This is because the government regulates prices of goods in the market, allowing essentials to be affordable. But this is only in a perfect communist society. However, communism isn't perfect and has many problems and flaws which are clearly visible. So this answer is extremely significant for me because, again, I do want to become a businessman and I wanted to understand the economics in a capitalist society and a communist society. But we do live in a capitalist society, so I wanted to have more knowledge from the capitalist society and take advantage from that and make my business more profitable and more successful? Now, I personally think my answer is really significant and it's important for all of us in general because we are the upcoming generation, upcoming voters, and we should know these. We should know the economics and a capitalist society and a communist society too a little bit because we live in a capitalist society. So we should know the essentials of this economy, and later on we could take this knowledge and advance it, take it to another level, and make more money and become more successful from this knowledge and this answer. So the next level I could go to, the next question I could answer and research about is the advanced knowledge of what I just did right now. The capitalist economy, I just researched why it's better than communism and just in general why this economy is so successful. But next one I want to do is take it to another level and just really dig in and get knowledge so I could really use that into my advantage in my real life.